But speaking of, like relationships and whatnot with all that stuff, like I was never like the favorite necessarily, and I never had like a deep-seated hatred to being the favorite because I never was. And I never saying that like I never got attention, but like I feel like the way I was raised contributed to me being like like a switch or like submissive, just because like I played the goody two shoes my entire life, mainly because my great grandmother, like, okay, she spoiled me, which could have contributed to me turning out like my dad, where like I just believe the world revolves around me, and like I'm the one who's entitled to all the shit around it, like I'm the most important, like give me all your shit, yada yada yada. My mom taught me very fucking quickly, don't act like that, and if you do in my house, you're gonna understand what the back of a leather belt feels like. Which, well, no, because that taught me discipline, you know what I'm saying? Like, it taught me, like, quit being a spoiled asshole, like, the world is not like that, right? And I was like, I got it finally.
Yeah.
Eventually, but just, my great grandmother always spoiled me. I miss her. But anyway, I feel like it contributed to it just because, like, number one, I never had a stable father figure in my life, so this is automatically part of the joke that, like, contributes to me being submissive anyway. But, like, on top of that, right, like, eventually it got to a point where, like, my sister couldn't be punished. Like, it didn't matter what my mom did, my mom, like, just gave up eventually. Because of that, she never, even when I did bad shit, granted, like, when I do bad shit, it's really not that big a deal anyway, like, she wouldn't really care, but, like, if I fucked something up that I felt like was deserving of some type of punishment, whether it was grounding or whatnot, she would, okay, she never hit me after I was, or never, like, spank me with, like, a belt or whatnot. Corporal punishment, we'll just say that, because everything else I say just sounds either sexual or, like, abusive, like, really abusive. We'll just say corporal punishment. She never used corporal punishment after, like, the age of 11. It was really just groundings. But even when she would ground me for shit that, like, yes, I was deserving of being grounded for, she would either go back on it or give me the shit back, like, really early. Like, I can't remember exactly when this was, but she grounded me one time from, like, all my electronics for, like I said, I cannot remember what it was for. But I was, like, either 13 or 14, and it was supposed to be for 2 weeks. She gave it back to me in 2 days. Just because my sister was being a bigger bitch. Like, it was just that ridiculous. But I never also took advantage of it either, because I also, like, kind of understood that, like, if you take advantage, if you bite the hand that feeds you more or less, you're literally just not going to get anything back in return anyway, so don't. But also just, like, I was already good enough anyway. Like, I was never, like, a really, like, star kid or whatever. Like, I never had straight A's and shit like that, but I never went out with friends really at all. Like, I only started doing that when quarantine happened. And then even when I did go out with friends, I just didn't like it. Like, I remember going out with, like, quarantine. Well, actually, right before it happened, it was in February 2020, and I went out and I smoked with my friends. Well, they're not really friends with me now, to be honest with you. I mean, I just kind of know them on Facebook. But, like, I went out with them, and I smoked a bowl with them, and, like, I didn't like it. I really didn't. Like, the weed was fun. Like, the smell. I like the smell of weed, but, like, when I did it, dude, I just didn't like it. Like, I don't know. I felt guilty for doing it, even though it wasn't really that big a deal. Like, it really isn't deep down, and, like, I don't really care if people do it. I'm not one of those, like, Christian worshipping child that's like, oh, Satan's gonna burn you in hell with his trident if you smoke the devil's cabbage. But, like, I just didn't like it. And, like, honestly, I couldn't really say it, but halfway into being out there with him, I really wanted to go home. I was just like, I'd rather just be playing, like, video games in my house. So because of being an introvert my entire life, that also contributes to me being a submissive motherfucker who's also a switch, which also means I lack social skills and I can't talk to women. And that's basically it. So it's like anytime a woman shows me any kind of intrigue, I'm like, are you single? And then I just think, like, I have to marry them just so, right? Like, I gotta marry them just so I don't lose them, just so they'll give me, like,
I got Pentagon
any
swiped.
kind of, like, fucking representable. Well, it's not even the attention I crave. I mean, granted, that's a part of it. Let's be honest, that is a part of it. But it's just like I don't want them to leave because they get it. You know what I mean? Like, not a lot of women get people like us autistic people that, like, don't have any social interaction, don't have, like, any form of real, like, social skills or even just confidence. I mean, like, I can make up delusional confidence, but when I realize the delusional confidence is working, in the back of my mind, I am freaking the fuck out, like, when the delusional confidence is out there. So there's that. And also just
I'm gonna say, like,
terrible communication and just, hell, I even have poor, like, sexual not frustration. What's the word I'm looking for? Sexual anxiety, that's what it is, yeah. Because just sexual anxiety on top of that. Like, if I ever do anything with another, like, person like that, I think a minimum would have to be 6 months before I do anything. Maybe sooner if, like, I'm just really horny, but it's gonna take a lot for me to trust like sleeping with him.
Can I open the
Let alone
speed, by the way?
go ahead. Let alone without like protection. But yeah, that's basically it.